I think at this point everyone can agree with me that rents in Calgary have increased an exponential amount in the last 12 months, and it's getting quite ridiculous. So this video here is tailored for both renters as well as investors, so make sure to look at the chapters along the bottom. I took a long time to prepare this video. I want to do these every single month. It's taken me a little bit to find a groove, so please go ahead and like the video. Hi, my name's Adam Fyfe, your Calgary Realtor. If you're looking for a game plan and you want to start to get into the investment market, it is very important to watch things like these and allow me an opportunity to explain things. Go ahead, book a call in my calendar if you have a pre-approval and you're ready to go and make an investment. Let's dive into it. So let's start this off by looking at Rentals.ca's national rent ranking for all of Canada for August 2023. This helps showcases what the most expensive cities are in all of Canada. Now, Calgary is on the list, and we are actually at 26 for the most expensive. We were in the 30s last year when I was looking at these things, but now we're starting to increase more and more, and I would imagine we're going to start to inch up in the top 20s. So, things to consider with this. Rental numbers are very hard to track. There's a lot of conflicting information in here. So what my goal is to try and provide you with the best tangible information possible to me. Now, this is only the second time I've ever recorded something like this, so please cut me some slack. I'm going to try my absolute best to share what I believe to be valuable and how you can use it for your benefit. So let's keep going. So we'll start off nationally, go provincially, then go to Calgary. The average asking rents in Canada reached another record high of over $2,000 in July. Rents increased by 9% annually, the fastest pace of growth of the past 3 months. The 1.8% increase in average asking rents over June represented the fastest month-over-month growth in the past 8 months. This is Canada-wide. Now, when you start to look at this as a graph, you can see that this goes back till July 2019. We had a little bit of a dip there for the pandemic. It started to rebound. It took off in 2022. And then this year in all of Canada, you can see that we've reached almost $2,100 as a national average. Again, this is from Rentals.ca. So let's break this down provincially. You can see Alberta right at the top of the line here on an average of $1,578 per month. You can see that the studios, the 1 beds, the 2 beds, and the 3 beds with a year-over-year increase of 16%. The 1 beds actually saw the biggest increase, with the studios seeing the smallest increase. Now, BC had a pretty large year-over-year, same with Manitoba as well as Quebec. Now, Quebec actually has a similar story to Alberta. There seems to be a lot of people moving there, there's a lot of demand there, and they're seeing a lot of increases. So, let's start to talk about Calgary. So I find this one quite interesting. So this is a breakdown for all of Calgary. So it talks about the basements, the apartments, the condos, the houses, the lofts, the main floors, all that stuff. This is from rentfaster.ca. It is a very good indicator of what's going on. So the red arrows up means it's increased, and the green arrows down means it's decreased. So this is only one website who is sharing information. I utilize this in my spreadsheets at the end of the video. So when I find rents that I'm utilizing as my numbers, these is where I find them. So let's continue on. So I'm gonna bust through this pretty quickly here, but this is from Zumper, another really good website that helps share data. Now, Zumper for the studios here, you can see the increase of it's $1,574 per month, an increase of 43% or $470 per month from last year. And there's 25 units available, again, assuming that it's just using their own website's data. So there's that. Then the 1 bedrooms is $1,805, 23% up or $341 a month. And then there's 431. So the graph's just a nice easy going up here. The 2 beds is $2,135, 26% or $436 per month increase. You can see the graph looks very similar. 3 bedrooms start to dip into like townhouses and detached and also apartments, whereas $2,500 a month, 28% increase or $550 from last year. And you can see it's just like a kind of a weird breakdown. You can see some super flat months there, and then it drops all the way down in some areas. So again, take it with a grain of salt. And then the 4 beds, so $3,048, only up 6% or $160 year over year, and the graph looks really random like this. So these are really good pieces of information. It shouldn't help paint the whole picture, but it should help get you a general idea of what's going on. So when we want to break this down into quadrants, you can look at the unfurnished and the furnished from live.rent. Now you can see that city center unfurnished is about $1,835, and then you go all the way down the chart here. And then looking at furnished, you're looking at about an extra $500 a month, roughly, in the city center, 1 bedroom, going all the way up to almost $2,300. So You can utilize this to your advantage in a few ways. You can utilize this when you're trying to negotiate on a rental price as a renter, but as an investor, you can also utilize this rent information to calculate your proceeds or your cap rate for a future investment if you are looking to getting into the market. Now, just gonna go right into it. Now, I'm going to touch on some average numbers that I have created to help shine a light on the possibilities of buying an investment property in Calgary. I am basing a lot of my numbers off of the total residential price points in this chart here, as well as looking at the quadrant differences here. So every quadrant is a little bit different for their price point. You can see that every property type itself is a little bit different in its price point. So I want to go ahead and try my best to showcase to you for educational purposes of what it could look like. So let's check it out. Before I get going, I really need to have this caveat out there. I am not a mortgage professional. Always consult with a mortgage professional before a realtor. If you don't know your personal numbers or you don't have a pre-approval, please do not book a call with me. You need to seek some financial information first before I can share with you the strategies and the data to get you excited to actually make an investment. I'm using free online tools to calculate average numbers to obtain vague costs regarding mortgages. Please consult with your professional. These numbers are only averaged, I've gathered them from the internet. I literally take 5 minutes and I look up some averages. This content is for educational purposes only. In order to get the most of this content, you need to get a pre-approval first. Don't book a call with me until you have a pre-approval, because that pre-approval with your numbers is going to help me help you get a better understanding of what that could look like. Every single situation is very different. There's absolutely no one size fits all. Investing takes a lot of time and a lot of patience. I will say no to 5 to 10 properties before I say yes to the one that actually makes sense. So when you look at these numbers, please make sure that you're taking this with a grain of salt. This is education. I like to share these one-on-one with people. So let's dive into it. So how this is going to work is I have this spreadsheet here. Now I've whited out a few bits of information so you don't get overwhelmed at first. You can see that the average home price for a detached home with a legal basement suite is about $580,000. Again, that took me about 3 minutes to find that average price point. You can look at the down payment of at least 20%, so that means a total mortgage of $464,000, an interest rate which I've achieved from Mortgage Connection's most recent rate sheet and mortgage calculator for those average rental rates, the interest rates, looking at a 5-year term and a 25-year mortgage length. Current rates right now, I'm using that slide that I talked about before. A 3-bedroom main floor, you're gonna get about $2,344 a month, and then a 2-bedroom basement, you're looking at about $1,756. So I've started to break them down per month to give you a general idea of what this could look like. So the total rent that you could get is $4,100 per month. Okay, the mortgage principal, again, this is from a free online tool. The mortgage principal, you could look at roughly paying about $724 with your mortgage interest, looking at about $23, $100 per month. So a total mortgage of about $2,800. Property taxes on an average house, so looking at around $3,500. If you're gonna pay for a property manager, highly suggested, it's about $410 a month. Home insurance, I don't know, get some quotes, $150. Utilities, you can pay for your utilities, have it all inclusive, increase your rents per month, or you can just have your tenants 60-40 it, and then maintenance about 5%. It's always good to have a running cost there. So what does this get you? An annual mortgage total of about $34,000. Your monthly mortgage about $2,800. Total income per year is $49,000. Your total expenses per year, so all of these things that I've talked about, looking at about $4,600. So that means every single year there's a potential of making about $2,300 or a monthly cash flow of about $194. So with operating costs, with no mortgage included, you're looking at about $12,000 a year. That's just to operate the house, okay? So your cap rate, not including the mortgage on something like this, could be about 6.29, which is actually not bad. When you start to include your mortgage, you've dropped all the way down to 0.4. Not that great. So again, educational purposes here. I quickly searched the MLS to find an average price point in the last 30 days to fill in block 2B. I utilize Rent Faster's property type breakdown, which I talked about, to fill out those 2 blocks there, as well as utilizing Mortgage Connection's most recent rate sheet. So this is kind of like the starter for the more expensive product for people who are looking to build some equity growth. Let's start to look at semis. Now, semi-detached homes with legal basement suites are like my bread and butter. It's what I like the most. If I could buy a huge fleet of semi-detached with legal basement suites, I would. Starting at around $525,000, down payment of 20%, total mortgage $420,000. Again, the same interest rate, same terms. Now, when you're looking at that rate sheet, the 2-bedroom main floor is about $2,100, 2-bedroom basement, $1,700. So you're starting to look at around $3,800 per month. Then you start to break down your mortgage, your mortgage costs, your property taxes, your management fees, home insurance, all that jazz. You're looking at around total income per year about $4,600, and total expenses, including your mortgage, is about $42,000. So at the end of the year, there's a potential you can make $3,100, as well as a monthly cash flow of $261. Again, this is just rough numbers. So you're looking at a cap rate of about 6.49, which is actually, again, not a bad cap rate to be in. I do like to see that cash flow hovering around that $250 price point. This is not a bad investment. If you can find a half decent, 1960s to 1980s semi-detached home that's been taken care of, not been run down, then I would be excited for you. There's a lot of nicer product for a lot more expensive, and there's a lot of not so nice product for a lot less expensive. So you kind of have to find that balance. So this is where it gets interesting. This is townhouses. This is, again, real quick. So $495,000 is going to be a newer product, city center, good area. Hopefully, you're looking at a down payment of $199,000. Your current rents for a 3-bedroom is going to be about $2,800 per month. So you've lost out on that second income in the basement. Okay. Now you're looking at a total revenue annually of about $34,000. But when you start to add in your mortgage as well as the condo fees, you're actually losing money. So again, super duper average here. This is not the greatest scenario, and I really wanted to bring this up because this is only 20% down. So every single month you could be losing $700 a month. Horrible investment. Now, I'm currently in a situation similar to this, but a client actually has more. So this example here showcases if you had 40% down and you actually had an almost $200,000 payment, nothing else has changed besides your down payment, you're still losing about $90 a month. So buying a townhouse it can work, right? It can totally work. You can find that right product, get the right rent rate, and you can find something with good condo fees, all that jazz, and you could actually break even or make a couple bucks. But in this scenario here, it doesn't work. So let's continue on. And finally, the apartments here in Calgary. So $270,000 for an apartment somewhere in the downtown area, the down payment of $54,000, total mortgage of $216,000. Current rates that I'm seeing online is about $2,300 for a 2-bedroom. So you're getting about $28,000 per year for your rental income. But when you start to look at your mortgage, so it's $1,300 a month for your mortgage, plus a $577 for condo fees, you got your property management fees, your home insurance, and then your maintenance fees. You could be looking at losing roughly $115 a month, or about $1,300 a year. Again, average numbers, super quick to find, but it's really good to know. Finding an investment property is not as easy as some people make it look. I literally say no to about 95% of investment properties that clients bring to me. There are really good opportunities out there, but you have to be careful. You have to make sure you're finding the right opportunity with the right rent rates at the right price. This high interest rate environment, with the home prices increasing as much as they have, it's very difficult to find good opportunities right now. It's funny because there's a lot of people who are out of province looking at making investments because Calgary is so hot. Pricing might, yes, increase continuously for our home prices, and rents, yes, could increase as well, but the higher interest rate definitely hurts a lot of people. So this same scenario, again, with 40% down, it actually flips it a little bit, and this is what I like to see. So 20% down is great, but if you had $108,000 for a down payment, drop your mortgage down to $162,000 for the $270,000 apartment, same rent rates, same condo fees, same property management fees, all that jazz, you've actually switched from losing about $120 a month to actually making $215 a month. Okay. Don't forget, I've also included the maintenance fees in all of these. So even the ones that are losing money, there's still $1,400 that technically you've made, but you should be putting aside for your maintenance fees because you always need to have an emergency fund. So that was a lot. This is the first time I've created something like this. I would love your feedback. I think that this information is super useful for a lot of people out there. I really like this stuff, and I'm very, very, very cautious on how I present certain pieces of information to clients specifically. It's really, really important to kind of overestimate how much that home is going to cost you every single month and underestimate how much rent you're going to get, because at the end of the day, you don't want to get caught up in a situation where you're losing money every single month, you're not very happy, you want to sell it, you're losing money on the commission side from the real estate agents, you're losing money left, right, and center, you're bleeding cash, not fun, okay? This is interesting stuff. If you are an investor, you have a pre-approval, you want to know more information about investments here in Calgary, I'm all for it. Reach out, book a call, let me know what you're looking for, let me know how I can help. I really hope that you liked this content. If you do, please leave a thumbs up. Please let me know in the comments how I've done. Let me know what I could do differently. I'm more than happy to make changes. This is the second time I've recorded something like this, and I can just see it getting a lot better. So thank you for your patience. I don't know how long this was. I hope it wasn't long. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.